us and what's happening.
Okay.
Depending on your Wi-Fi, then it could be
Or that, yeah.
Oh, look, there we are.
Look at that.
Turn on comments.
More.
Nobody's watching. Forget it.
That's it. We're out.
Well, it says one person, but that could be me.
Oh,
or it's a man.
Pretty sure he's at work, so he might be watching this on his phone.
I don't know. Does that guy work? Because he's up at all hours at night.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we got two. Oh, Munshaw's watching. Wait a minute.
Some Inception level stuff. Michael Munshaw's watching himself. Anyways, all right, we're live. I'm sure some more people will hop on as this rolls on. So, and my screen went dead again. So we've got M2, aka Michael Munshaw, aka Mike Munshaw. Lynn Warner, and myself. So I think this is the first time, Michael, you're on. So do you want to introduce yourself?
JD. Munshaw.
Is he streamed out? Did we lose him?
I got to try to figure this out. I only hear about them.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your image went a little fuzzy. Oh, and he's gone. All right. We'll give him and we'll bring him back on.
It's going to pop again.
Yeah, we'll give him in a minute. When
Jonathan,
says
oh, wait. Something happened. Nope. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw something on the other screen that freaked out. Hat trick. We prefer threesome. Because it's funny.
Because it's funny, yeah. Hopefully Mike can hop back on. We'll give him. I'll keep an eye on the dashboard here. Tommy's on, saying hi. Hey, Tommy. Thanks for joining in. William, hi. I'm sure Mike will be back shortly. And we've addressed Jonathan's comments already. So while Mike sorts out his connection issues, what are you working on?
Well, I was going to do a Squirrel Girl, but apparently Mike just for some reason can't get away from her. Like whatever that story is. But I've actually got I got a sketch cover for New Avengers, which is she's in it, so I might just save her for that. But yeah, I did a stack of like sketch cards to do. They're just kind of like started.
What are these, personal stock?
Yeah. This is like this watercolor paper. This is Bristol. There's one that I did start. And I know it's not Marvel, but more watercolor. And then this is stuff for acrylics.
Oh, is that what it? Go back to that one. Oh, that's Swamp Thing.
Yep.
Mantle? Yeah, that's nice.
I know it's not Marvel, but
well, Squirrel Girl's having a good day.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Mike's back. Let's bring him back to the stream.
Oh, I can hear you guys much better. Of course, as soon as we went live, the audio went. I couldn't hear it.
Your video's a little choppy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear you
yeah.
guys fine. But the
Okay.
video.
No, it's fine now.
Okay.
So, Mike, you're not doing the Squirrel Girl?
I am not doing a Squirrel Girl. I am sick of doing Squirrel Girls.
Yeah, I want to hear that story. What's the deal? You just get tapped for her all the time, or what?
Yeah, every time I get Marvel, for whatever reason, when I do the Marvel Premiere cards, they always send 3 or 4 Squirrel Girls. And so then I do them, even though I know nothing about the character, and I have no idea how are you supposed to draw her anyway. I see her rendered in so many different ways, but I do them, and then they're fairly popular online and with the community, and then I get asked to do commissions of them. So even when I go out and say I'm tired of Squirrel Girl,
Yeah,
but such is life.
You know what? The first time I ever even heard of her, I saw somebody cosplaying as her at San Diego, and it was like just this girl with like the headband with the ears, a giant tail, a leotard on, underneath, or tights on underneath this like jumpsuit with a bomber jacket.
Yeah.
And I literally turned to my friend next to me and said, "What the hell is that?"
He's like, "That's Squirrel Girl. Come on, man."
Yeah, that's exactly it. He was like my spaceship just landed. He was like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean? That's Squirrel Girl?" I'm like, "Come on, dude. That's not a real thing."
Is it ever?
It seriously, it sounded like it was somebody had made up a superhero and decided that they were going to cosplay as their own made up character. And it's like, oh no, she's like in the Avengers. Like, what?
Yeah.
No clue. I was absolutely clueless.
William Ledford said hi to you, Mike, but then he dropped off.
Hey,
so he's
Billy,
back on.
how you doing, buddy?
So he's on.
Billy and I, we used to work together at a printing company.
Huh.
So it's nice to hear from him.
No, he says he's better now.
Oh, good. Good. And everyone in the family's doing well, Bill?
The people are excited about Squirrel Girl. Jonathan is thrilled that the toy you showed comes with a tippy toe. Might need to show that again.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of Marvel Premiere blanks still left, so if people want Squirrel Girl, we can do some Squirrel Girls.
There you go.
Oh, this is the Marvel Rising. That was a birthday present from my wife and daughter. Notice still mint in box.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep it for it's an investment.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
I generally don't do that. I generally pull my stuff out and put it on a shelf. But
that's what she said.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And we're done. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Yeah.
Right. You guys got anything coming up in the works as far as gigs?
Nothing that I can officially talk about. Got some sets working on, got some commissions, waiting for approvals since like February. The usual. For you guys?
Yeah, I got something coming up. Again, same thing, and not to mention the previous card set that shall not be named. Which I'm curious to see what happens with that when that bad boy is going to drop. So
Yeah. Well,
that one might raise my stock a little bit.
Michael, what about you?
You guys were cutting up, but I think you were asking about what we're currently working on and what we got going on. I am working
have
on
something
a
coming?
project that I cannot talk about because welcome to the sketch card.
Right.
And then got a couple of Star Wars commissions that I need to get working on. Those will be next up. And then I think you guys saw that I posted Bianca Thompson is doing an 80s card set. And
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be asked part of that. And supposedly those cards are being mailed soon.
Sweet.
Oh, here, Jeff. And I believe with that set, I'm going to go with one hit wonders of the 80s. That's the way I'm leaning.
I would probably
Oh, nice.
I would probably just do screenshots from like videos like Lionel Richie's Hello. You know,
Hello.
line chick doing the sculpture or something. Steve Perry. Oh, Sherry. Maybe a little Ray Parker Jr. dancing in the street with the Ghostbusters. So David Bowie and damn it, why am I blanking on his name? Dancing in the Streets
Um,
from the Rolling Stones. Freaking
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger and David Bowie.
Yeah.
Saw those classic crappy videos.
So is that the kind of one-hit wonders you're talking about, Michael?
Well, they're not one-hit wonders. I mean, if you want to go that route, you have to go like Old DeBarge.
No. So, Michael, you've been on a ton of sets, right?
Mike?
Marvel and non-Marvel.
Hold up. I got to try it out. I haven't heard.
Try earbuds.
It's in a couple of minutes.
Oh, and we lost them. It's weird. When we did the dry run, everything was good. And of course, we go live.
Yeah.
And technology fails.
And that's probably because everybody's like jumping on his Wi-Fi or something. All his neighbors.
They're hijacking his Wi-Fi. What are you doing there? Are you dipping the brush in a marker?
No, it's a watercolor pencil.
Oh, okay. It has the weird nib.
Yeah, it's a mechanical.
Oh,
So
fancy.
which is kind of cool to work with, but the lead itself isn't particularly great. I think these are the Fabers. No, some Japanese or brand. So Japanese brand, but they kind of look like a Faber style in terms of the packaging. So, but yeah, it was one of those samples. My wife comes, when she was working with writing with the writing division, she would come home with samples of competitor stuff to, look at and compare with their own.
Oh, I think we got Michael back. You back there? going on here? Got a black screen. I think he froze. Let's take him out and see what's going on. Oh. Let's see if he reconnects. Well, that's unfortunate. I was watching somebody else's stream earlier this weekend. They were having a ton of problems.
Hmm.
Oh, he's gone again. Okay. There's
Tommy
a lot
said
of
that he picked up that Squirrel Girl doll for his kid.
Mm-hmm. For his kid.
Yeah.
For his inner child. I think that everyone or most of the collectors have our closet Squirrel Girl. That's
Well, Dunn does.
yeah. Well, he's not really hiding it. I think he's come to terms with it. All right, so watercolor pencil, right?
Yeah, so I just take, I'll take the brush, dip it in water, and then, grab some pigment from the pencil and then paint with it.
I think that's how you're supposed to use a watercolor pencil.
I have no idea how you're supposed to use them, but what's neat, what's cool about it is that you kind of get to use them like cakes, but they're portable.
Right.
Never fails.
Every time.
Every single time.
You want to take that?
It's a wireless phone in California. Probably not.
Calls from wireless caller.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, it's just. Oh.
Do you use I'm gonna call them proper watercolors?
Like cakes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember if I've ever actually seen you watercolor.
Oh.
I've seen the final result. I've never seen the actual.
Yeah, I mean, I like for doing the doing cards and stuff. It's much easier with the watercolor pencils like this, because it's just because you jam out a card and instead of having a palette full of stuff floating around just waiting to be spilled, you can just turn around and put the pencils away and be done.
Right.
But
let me message Michael, see what's going on.
well, I'm gonna. Oh, who's that? Oh, that was you.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, might as well take this time since I never do it anyways. I do have a handful of APs available for anybody who's in the market, so to speak. Not to mention, available for commissions on anything, whether it be, sketch covers, paintings, just, even just standard drawings, whatever.
So you're open for business.
I'm open for business, but I never actually say that. And that's the other thing too, is that like anything that you see me posting, on the interwebs is not necessarily, it's not really a commission. It's just stuff I'm doing. And then I forget to tell people, oh yeah, by the way, this is available. I just post it and say, oh, look what I did. And yet nobody knows that it's available.
So there you go. Opportunity to pimp your stuff. And we got Michael back, hopefully. Hi.
All right. Can
Hey.
you guys hear me?
Can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with the audio, when you guys were talking, it was breaking up to the point that I couldn't even understand. I was getting like every other word or every third word or something.
Sometimes I think that with this app specifically, it does like the automatic thing where it just cuts to whoever's loudest. So like like if two people are talking, one person's cutting out and the other person's kind of just stepping all over them, which is generally going to be something that I do anyways.
No, I think it was more of my connection and that it was just not right.
We were thinking it was just
It was like
stealing your Wi-Fi.
yeah, it's something going on with my Wi-Fi. It's got to be.
Michael, your card's out of frame now. We can just see the tip of
I
his
know.
head.
I'm trying.
Okay. All right. I know you're readjusting there. And Jalen, Tommy's asking if you can zoom in on yours so he can see what you're doing.
I don't know if I can.
Or
you?
just bring it up to the camera.
Oh yeah. Should probably mention that. Yeah, I'm doing a snowbird. In lieu of Squirrel Girl.
Almost the same thing.
She's a go-to for me, mainly because you don't burn through too many markers or whatever with her color palette.
Right, because she's blue and white, right? Essentially.
Yeah, that's it, with blonde hair. But it's like, really light blue, and sometimes when you're working on the cards and stuff, and it's like, I think that one of the reasons that like Venom might be a favorite to do is because you don't have to keep changing your colors.
Yeah. It's blue and black.
And that's if you even use blue,
Oh yeah, that's true. Tommy says that looks great.
But yeah,
And I think we lost Mike again. William says this would be cool if we all had the same page, pencil, ink, and color. And watch how the same thing would come out differently. That's actually not a bad idea. You might need to try that.
Right.
So, Michael's having some serious technology issues. Can hear him. Somebody was going on about the Alpha flight the other day or this morning. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah, was that Tommy doing his group thing, the team thing, or
Yeah, I think so.
was it like a pass the baton thing?
Yeah, I think that must have been it.
Yeah, because he put out like today, like just before I got on, I saw he had put out a like an APB on, hey, what teams do you want to see? And there goes Mike.
You got him.
Yeah, it was Tommy. So it was like, so I replied, well, he goes, what other teams? And I was like, well, clearly Midwest Adventures, starring Squirrel Girl.
Is that a real thing, Midwest Adventure?
Yeah, out of Detroit, dude.
Oh.
The northwest suburb to Canada.
Yeah. What, southwest? South?
No, northwest. That was the joke that we always had in Detroit.
Oh,
Was
right, because
Windsor's southeast.
yeah, because
We always called Canada southeast suburb of Detroit.
Oh, and Jonathan has an idea. Host an artist competition. Everyone gets the same materials and reference material. 45 minutes. The catch is one of the materials is going to be complete ass. You could end up with the printer, paper, and acrylics, or Bristol card and scented markers. Yeah, I like it. See how many people are up for that.
Oof. Yeah.
The winner isn't the one with the best start, just whoever costs the least out of frustration in 45 minutes.
Whoever tears it up and says, "I give up."
Yeah. Burn it.
Oh, I was really looking forward to Mike.
Yeah. Let's see.
Dude, that guy's got a hilarious giggle.
Okay. Well, if he makes it back on, make sure you make him giggle.
Yeah, we got to make him laugh.
Um,
Should wait until he comes back on and just do this. What was that?
Can't hear you blowing.
I can't hear you.
Oh, man.
It does, Bill.
Yeah.
Now, the moment of truth.
What's that?
I'm going to completely ruin this whole thing now.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
What do you... How are you going to ruin it? What's the big plan?
Say ink wash.
I'm still waiting for you to ruin it. Looks like Mike's trying to come back on again. See?
Well, let him in.
Well, let's add him to the stream.
Hello, who is it?
I have no idea at this point. I'm ready to just punt the whole thing, but we're trying here.
Third time's a charm?
Oh my gosh. Third time. Feels like it's the 7th or 8th time. All right. Can you even see the card? Yeah.
You can see the card. We
All
can
right.
hear you fine.
All right. We'll see how
Take
long.
Okay, so for the, I guess, third time, do you want to introduce yourself?
Why, hello, everybody. I am struggling mightily with technology, as you can see. But anyway, I'm Michael Munshaw. Since this is since Dre's putting this on the Marvel area, I will say that I have worked on Marvel cards for the past 4 years or so. A couple Marvel premieres, one Marvel masterpiece, one that we can't talk about, and some other stuff that we can't talk about. But I've been doing sketch cards since about 2003, 2004, forever. I got out of it for a little while, and then I got back in a couple of years ago.
Cool.
Are you muted? I can't hear you, Mike.
No, I'm not muted. But nothing.
Mike, are you there?
Hello. No.
He's just messing with you. No, he's messing with you.
Oh my God. You know what? All right. Fine. I deserve it. I deserve it.
And what are you working on?
Right now, I'm working on a Mole Man on my own premium card, since Mole Man is one of the do not use, so we can't do that on one of our Marvel Premiere APs. So I'm just doing it on my own. And then what I did is I cheated and started before this, and I did a spray paint background up at the top with some different colors.
Okay, so first of all, there's no cheating, right? Well, no, sorry. There's no such thing as cheating
All
because
right.
it's not a contest. I started this last week.
I just thought we had to start with like a blank canvas, and then everybody tunes in just to see the magic happen from blank. But I was like, no, I'm going to cheat a little bit and get started.
No, but that's not a bad idea. I mean, while you were trying to get back on, we had some suggestions. There was one that from your friend William. Says it'd be so cool if you all had the same page, pencil, ink, and color. Watch how the same thing would come out differently.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, same supply, same theme.
Yeah.
And then have most people do it. And then Jonathan made that, took it to the next level, that make it a competition where everyone gets the same materials, reference materials, 45 minutes. The catch is that one of the materials is going to be complete ass. So you could end up with printer paper and acrylics or Bristol cardstock and scented markers. And then the winner would be the one that swears the least.
Ooh, that would be hard.
Like chopped.
Construction paper. Construction paper and like premium like construction paper and oil paints.
The thing is with oil paint, you can paint that on everything, right? Might as well give you toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do it in
toilet
45
paint.
minutes.
Yeah. I'm taking 45 minutes just to flatten that.
I don't know if you guys have done much sketch covers, but the early Marvel blank sketch covers from years and years ago,
Fallen.
that paper was the worst. And it was like trying to ink or paint on ice.
Fallen Sun, that one where the death of Captain America.
Yeah, that was one of them. And there was a couple Hulks that people had asked me to do, and they were just, oh my gosh, awful. So we could try to do one of those and see how terrible they come out on that kind of stuff.
You have to use crayon.
Yeah, no kidding. They were, and you're like, what were they even thinking of? Thinking that was a good idea to use that kind of paper.
I think that because that was the very beginning of the whole sketch card or sketch cover thing. Yeah. I think that they were thinking, well, here, you can get this and you can turn around and take it to, your favorite artist or whatever, an artist alley, and they can literally just do a quick head sketch.
Yeah.
Like in Sharpie on it. Problem was that Sharpie didn't even stick to it.
No, because as soon as you put your hand through it, then all of a sudden you got this big, huge smear going through it. It never dried.
No, that's not good. Yeah, we talked about sketch covers before, and I know Jaylen's done a few, and obviously, Michael, you have as well. I've never tried it. I have a stack of blanks here that just been sitting on my desk for like a year and a half, and I don't even know where to begin, like how to approach them.
Well, you got to do one every once in a while because you have to be getting tired of drawing everything on a 2.5 by 3.5 surface. And every once in a while, you want to just say, you know what? Can I actually draw a little bit larger?
Yeah. I just want to spread my wings.
You just want to fly.
There you go.
Like
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
peach.
well, like I'll paint on normal size paper, like not a licensed stock. So I kind of get my jollies that way. But there's, I guess, a stronger commercial value on a sketch cover. Probably easier to sell that than just piece of watercolor paper or Bristol or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're comparing it to that, yeah.
Fantastic segue. So Mike, you were showing off your personal stock there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I basically just turn around and go up and get, whatever board or paper or whatever at the Hobby Lobby, and just cut it up with a paper cutter. Where do you get your stock made?
So this, I did.
Oh wait, do you get? Let me guess. You make it at the Library of Congress?
Oh my gosh, no, I do not. That
Oh.
is legal in so many different ways. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
No, I did a set for Viceroy cards. I think it was 2018, called Space, and the guy that put that together was showing how it was letterpress, because these cards are the thicker ones, just like the Marvel Masterpiece cards and the Marvel Premiere cards.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
He's like, reach out to my printer, get a price from him. He can do your own cards. So I was, at that point, I was looking for something to offer at the Comic Cons that was a little bit different. And, when you try to sell a sketch card, it'd be nice, to offer somebody a little bit of a higher end piece rather than just a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of cardboard. So I reached out to this printer. He's in Pennsylvania, and I can't remember the pricing, but it was fairly reasonable. So I had 100 of these made, where he just letterpressed them. They got a little bit of an indentation on the back. So they're really a nice piece, I guess, if you want to call it, or a nice card. And especially when I bring them to Comic Cons and somebody's looking, oh, I want a gift for somebody that wants a Spawn. Then I go, well, I got a card right here. What do you think of that? And it's just a nicer product.
Right, right.
Why it looks more commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
I like how diplomatic you were with that, where you turn around and said, so, I want to get somebody a gift. These sketch covers look really good. How much are those? Ooh, that's a little too rich for my blood. Well, I happen to have the sketch card stock.
I wasn't going there. And then they go, well, how much is it for a full color one? And you give them a price. Well, how much is it if you just do it in ink and gray? And then you give them a price. And they're like, well, how much is it if you just do a pencil?
Then I'll just go with the pencils.
Yeah. And can I stand here and watch while you do it? Because I need to leave in about 15 minutes or so.
Oh, yeah.
So from that, I take it you've done some conventions?
Yeah, I at least used to go to conventions. We don't have conventions anymore, though. Those have been outlawed, so we don't go there anymore. But back when they happened, I did go to about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 a year or so.
Oh, wow.
Outlawed in terms of the Rona, or outlawed because of the riffraff?
Oh, no, because of the pandemic there.
Yeah, everything's been canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
They got so you do Baltimore a lot then?
Yes, yeah, I've been Baltimore for however many years, I can't even remember. Just right up the road for me to go to. That's always one of my favorites too. That's one that's still about comics, and it's still about comic creators and art. I won't get into my personal feelings about a lot of these Comic Cons, but Baltimore is really great on still keeping it on the creator and art.
Yeah, I did Baltimore once, and it was one of those things because it was the typical thing, because they've always had a great rep as far as being a great show. And happened to go, I think it was a year that they did the dealer summit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they had like the dealer summit like the entire week prior to, and then they had the show that weekend, and got in there, set up, Saturday morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning, I don't remember. Guy comes up. I think it was like 10 a.m. It was like right when the doors opened, and just threw down a boatload of money and said, "Here, just give, here, take my money." And I was, all right, man, this is good. And I said, this is going to be a good weekend. Would you believe it? That was the only sale I made that entire weekend.
Oh, come on, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. I hate shows like that.
And but it was the typical thing where, all weekend it'd be like, oh man, I wish I started on this end of Artist Alley. It's like, well, why didn't you? Because you get the guys that you've got two extremes, right? You got the one guy that turns around and says, "Oh, I blew all my money before I even got to this end of Artist Alley." So you've got those impulse buyers, and then you've got the guys that sit there and say, "No, I'm just doing my first lap, checking out what I want to see. But I definitely like your stuff. I'll be back." And then they can't find you for the rest of the weekend.
Well, that's what they tell you.
Well,
I'll be back.
That's
the most common phrase at a.
But that's where you bust out. That's where you bust out the the business card, write down your table number, and say, "Here you go, just so you can find me."
Yep.
Can't change my hat.
But yeah, when
I did a
But yeah,
I used to. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was just gonna say when Sherry's with me at a Comic-Con and she's helping me work the booth, we'll make a bet when somebody says, "Well, I'll be back," and we're like, "Okay, what are the chances the person comes back?"
Right.
She seems to be much more optimistic than I. I usually went out; they never come back.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I mean, just knowing the crowd in general, it's honestly, they could have forgotten their shoes. I mean, so I'm not that. I wouldn't be surprised if people were like, "Yeah, seriously, dude, I couldn't find you." Yeah, I mean, these are people that literally say, you're talking about people where you have signs all over your table that says prints are X amount of dollars, these books are X amount of dollars, sketches are X amount of dollars, commission, full color, black and white, whatever. You've got all these signs all over the table, and they come up and say, "Hey, is this for sale?" Are these prints? Yeah.
One thing that I've learned, and
My favorite is always the, "Hey, did you do all this?"
No, I get that all the time, and I'm like, do I not look like an artist, or do I not have the look, or because they are.
You kind of look like
"Did you
Clark
draw
Kent.
this? Are you?" I was like, well, why else would I don't know if that's what it is. I have no idea, but I'm just mystified when they say that. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that gets that then.
Oh no, it's everybody gets that with the wow, this is pretty good. Did you do this?
no, I photocopied it.
It's actually this guy's next to me. I'm just his booth babe.
Well,
The sad thing, can't even joke about that because they turn around and take you seriously and say, "Hey, how much for this print over here?" And the guy looks at him like a spaceship just landed. What are you talking about?
Oh man, I really want to do a convention just to experience the people.
Dude, it is single-handedly the best place to people watch. I mean, the story that, and it's and we're talking about in some cases very, very disgusting people. I did C2E2 just at which was this year in February. just at the outbreak of the whole Rona thing. And when I say outbreak, I mean when it started coming on the news and, people were, I think the very next weekend, whatever the next, everything got shut down the following weekend.
Yeah, that was the last week in February, and then I think it was the second weekend in March, everything shut down.
Yep.
Something like that, yeah.
So they squeaked in that YouTube, but I got to tell you, I mean, when you put a premium on washing your hands, guess what? It ain't getting done at comic conventions.
What do you mean? They were charging you to wash your hands?
No, I'm talking about people that go to comic conventions don't wash their hands.
Oh, okay, got it.
And it happened to be one of those things where it's like, oh man, this Rona thing sounds like it's serious. Sure enough, because I've got all my convention stuff like kind of packed in a box and stuff. Just searching and searching and searching, and for some reason my hand sanitizer disappeared.
Somebody jacked it.
Probably. Dude, you can watch somebody literally sitting there picking their nose and then go flipping through somebody's art book. And that's not the worst thing I've seen.
Yeah. Okay, so you're really not selling me on going to a con. You had me at great place to people watch. Then people are picking their nose, touching your stuff.
I'm just saying, take a can of Lysol. That's all. Some Clorox wipes or something.
It's gonna be interesting to see
Make
whenever.
sure everything's bagged and boarded.
Yeah. Just have a saran wrapped iPad that people can browse through and then tell you which one they want.
Oh no! You got to get a portfolio. You get a portfolio, and you put a copy of everything in your portfolio, and that's like the floor model.
Oh, right.
And then underneath the table, you have all the real stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way,
so somebody...
you turn around, spray down your portfolio with Lysol or whatever, after each day. And then, but you keep all the stuff kind of pristine,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a good idea at any given time.
Oh yeah.
Because it'll just protect your stuff from kids picking their nose and sneezing on it, spilling coffee on your work.
Kids.
That ever happened to you when somebody ruined your work? Either of you guys?
Who are you talking to?
Either of you. Has it ever happened at a con where somebody's like holding a cup of coffee, going through your stuff, and then they leak or spill it all over the place?
Yeah.
It's not. I have not had that happen to me at a Comic-Con, but I certainly had that happen to me in college with my roommate. And his ability to throw a party when I would leave my graphic design out or whatever I was working on for homework on my drawing table, and then I would come back and there would be beer all over it.
You see, that's what you get for going to college.
Yeah, you should know better. Did we lose him again?
You're making up. I can't. I'm going to keep drawing. I can't hear you guys. I only hear bits and pieces.
It's spotty. You're kind of going in and out. It's really unfortunate.
That's what she said.
Where's that mute button? I'm gonna get a timeout. I really hope this doesn't. I can't say it because you're gonna say that's what she said.
I won't. I promise.
Too little. Yeah. I hope we get to do this again with Michael another time where he's not having such difficulties.
a lot of it could just be, because you've got the three, you've got the threesome going, and that's what she said. And it's also, it could be a timing thing too, where you've got with the Rona and summer hours and things like that.
Or just network saturation.
Well, yeah, I think it's I think everybody's on the interwebs, and just bogging down which has been, I think, for the most part, kind of the case all over, even all day long, just in the sense that, everybody's working from home for the most part. And so, like, everybody, I've got neighbors that are like, "Hey, are you having problems with your Wi-Fi?" Well, yeah, dude, everybody is. Welcome to the Rona, Um. So,
Hey, good night, Tommy. Thanks for checking in.
Later,
Tommy
dude.
left.
You know what? This isn't coming out half bad. I was actually a little nervous about doing the ink wash on, kind of such a light character, because I was debating whether or not to do her or Morbius.
That's quite the spectrum of character selection.
Right, and to be honest, when I started, I was like, you know what? I'll just do her in watercolors. But then I switched it up midstream.
Yeah, looks good. Bring it up to the camera a bit, or when you're done stroking.
Did you say when I'm done stroking?
Yeah, because you were stroking the. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming along.
Paper's buckling a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's actually kind of why I was asking Mike about the stock, because I've actually done a little bit of research, because I mean, doing stuff like this, I mean, it's cool when you just do it on whatever that you cut up. But I've seen other sketch card artists with their own personal stock, and yeah, I mean, especially if you can get a decent board, to work on, or even halfway decent board. It's like I said, and Mike might actually find this interesting, but for like when I do conventions now, I don't even take like Bristol or anything like that. 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17s. All I do is I just take a stack of comic backing boards, and that's what you get your commission on.
It's funny you mentioned that. Where the hell is it? So I'm like, oh, let me paint on a comic backing board. Well, I ended up using it as a palette, but I was doing this thing. And it was the most painful exercise. It's not squirrel. It's
I can't see. There's a lag on the iPad. Here we go. Now I see it. Oh, it's a Care Bear.
like it's a Care Bear, but it's the Demon Bear Care Bear.
Nice.
Anyways, it was a total mess. So I ended up just using it as a swatch crap. I had the hardest time painting on that.
Well, which side did you use?
The white side.
Oh, that one's got brown on the backside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you can get there's like different kinds. So you use the stuff that was the glossy side?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them where they're like white on both sides and only one side is glossy.
Honestly, this is a backing board from an old Lois Lane comic book. So I just got going through my box of what's garbage in here that I can use a backing board from. So.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you go to a comic shop or whatever, I think you can get 100 backing boards for like $10.
Yeah, and they're not expensive. Just there's no comic stores aren't open here yet. So.
Right. Well, you could probably just order them from
the Zone.
From whatever, any company that does them.
Yeah. like I said, I was just like, oh, let me try to do backing board.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out for me. So I think I just need to get some different ones. Because I think,
Yep.
yeah, you mentioned it before too, saying that you're just painting on a backing board. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, because I mean, you turn around, slap it in a bag, and call it done, and it's self-contained, and
Acid-free, archival, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff, right?
yeah. See, that's my question though. I wonder if that's just the glossy side, or if that's the entire thing. I don't know. But Mike, you there?
He's there.
I'm there. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Mike, are you
I
there?
can't hear you doing my work. I'm looking. I can't even see my video.
Hello, Mike.
Stop messing with him.
I know. It's actually kind of mean. Yeah, we can
Guy's
hear you.
struggling, and you're making fun of him. Yeah, no, we can hear it better now. I mean, the stream quality went choppy, but where are you again?
Library of Congress,
Where?
DC area.
DC area. Guys having like crap weather the last couple of days?
Who, Mike or myself?
Mike.
I don't think the weather is necessarily the biggest issue there.
No, from a connectivity standpoint.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We have had like some. It's crazy, and I don't know if this is just remnants from Cristobal. But some flake, really big, smokestack clouds kind of zipping through, and they come through and they dump a bunch of rain on you. Then the sun pops back out.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that like yesterday afternoon. Lost Sally for like 10 minutes. It's just like raining sideways.
Yeah, like a downpour, and then then it all clears up.
Yeah, and then for those 10 minutes, I had no cell signal. I had my satellite was down, and then it just came back up. So
check out this little trick here. So.
Oh, this is your flattening trick?
Yeah.
I'll show you my flattening trick after.
Just put a bunch of books on it. Let's see, stick that there and go. Hello, Mike, are you there?
I'm there.
Such an ass. He's doing it on purpose now with the blow dryer.
Is that what that was? Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is aggravating enough, and now I got on.
All right.
Yeah, so my flattening trick is tape the paper down to cardboard. Like this.
Oh, I do. I've had to, but you also do oversized cards and then trim them, right?
Yeah, so I'll have this is this. I cut my watercolor paper to this size, and then this is like 4x4 roughly.
Right.
And then do the card in there, and then the reason I do it is to give me the ability to tape it down.
Right.
So really, what this is so when I seal it when it's done, because I'll seal it while it's still taped.
Right.
I don't have to worry about the edges and getting varnish underneath or anything like that. And
right.
then once it's all dried,
I agree. And to be honest, if I would probably do that. The only reason that I actually literally trim them to 2.5 by 3.5 is just to kind of force myself to work in that on that canvas. and just look, this is definitely not working. I'm working harder, not smarter. But that's kind of how things go when you're doing these cards anyways. So you might as well stay in that lane, so to speak.
Right.
That's, or at least that's my, my approach to it. Again, I'm not, let's face it, this is not a masterpiece by any means. But if you're used to, if you get more and more used to actually working on this, because I mean, for me anyways, coming into the game for the first time ever, that it was a bit strange going from the smallest thing that you ever worked on was a sketch cover to, okay, now draw on a trading card.
Right. It was challenging at first, for sure. Just kind of wrapping your head around how to fit things on that.
Well, even from a composition standpoint, it's like, oh, geez, how do you get
Fit
that?
it all.
And there are guys out there that they, compositionally, they can, and we're talking big name guys. Their compositions are just absolutely stellar, but it's like, bro, that needs to be on like an 11x14 or something, because your GM is just way too much stuff in there.
Pretty sure that's what she said.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what she said. I'm kind of debating how I want to.
So, Mike, this has been a great conversation.
I want to. This will be.
So, Mike, assuming you can hear me, this is all marker, right? I don't think you can hear us. That's too bad. Need more paint.
Well, I mean, like he's got a marker going there, but I thought I saw like a water brush, maybe a little bit of watercolor with his cat on the table.
What was that?
That was my was it sound effects thing?
Is that a cat?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, because it was cat. Never mind.
Right. Drinking his watercolor. Yes. Mike, you there?
I'm still here. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot hear
we can hear you.
thing that you're saying. It's breaking up incredibly badly, so I apologize about this mess.
Like the Gong Show.
Good. These are great. It's like oh, excuse me.
Okay, get it out of your system. Oh, that's supposed to be purple. Oops.
That's what she said.
that's not good. 1 second, I got the wrong color scheme. Is this part of Magneto's like costume supposed to be purple? Like his upper chest?
Heck?
Like his
Yeah,
neck,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's purple.
That shit.
Like it's almost like a metal bracket or whatever holding his cape on.
Right, yeah, no, the bracket, this bracket with the nipples on it, that's purple, but the piece of fabric between that's on his neck and on the upper part of his chest.
Let me. That's actually, I think it is purple, but let me check my
Let me check the Google.
media here.
Magneto.
You can let's see.
Purple. Yeah, on the Google it's all purple. Right. Yeah, it's purple. Great.
Yep.
That's gonna be Jonathan's amused by your soundboard. Says he used to have a Godzilla. Oh, he has a Godzilla costume, and he used to run into training classes at work, blasting Godzilla roars and straight up charging at whoever was training the class. Surprised he still got it. He still has a job, or maybe they're afraid of Godzilla.
This isn't even anything all that cool. It's just like this little doohickey here.
This is gonna be a pain in the ass to fix.
Oh, because you went red. You know what? I've seen it both ways though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend it's supposed to be red. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. So just kind of looking up at the way Michael works. I think he's frozen again. So it looks like he's pencils, then marker and paint possibly on top to get the forms, and then he just inks at the very end.
I have the hardest time inking with a marker though. I don't know why it is.
Yeah, but it looks like a felt pen, like a Prism or Premiere. What are they called? Those Prisma felt tip, Prisma liners, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Prismacolor Premiere.
Yeah, those guys. That's what it looks like.
Something along those lines, or Copic Multiliner or whatever. Yeah. I can't ink with those for some reason. It just looks sketchy. Because I don't know, because it feels like a pencil or whatever. I just get that automatic sketch stroke to it.
The chicken scratches.
Yeah. Unfortunately, why again, everything I do, I actually ink with a brush.
Well, that's not unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of guys are able to bang stuff out much quicker than I can, because they're generally, the markers are just quicker,
Right. It's consistent flow and thickness. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
You know.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That kills me.
It's so funny because I think it it started with because I well not started but I mean that's one of those jokes that's pretty much right up my alley, and I always do it at the cons and stuff. But I actually forgot about it for a while until I think it was there was a podcast that the guys did where I think Ian, whatever the British version of That's What She Said, which is was it said the actress to the cleric or to the bishop? That's what it was. Said the actress to the bishop, but that may be specific in his line of work in terms of theater.
On the theater.
Yeah, I think might be a reference to the casting couch.
This is one of those lines that did it originate on The Office, or
No,
they just made it famous.
no. Yeah, it just I think it was no. It had been around forever, and I think that was the whole gag on that show. Was he had just heard of this joke, and it's been around for like 20 years or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And he was just going overboard with it, and it was like, dude, seriously, this is the first time you've heard this? I mean, you know the deal. There's a joke that somebody comes out, dude, that's the funniest thing ever. And it's like, bro, I was saying that when I was like in elementary school.
Right. Yeah, I need to rewatch The Office soon.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of it.
Pretty good.
Well, my thing is that I think the thing that I honestly could not get past was the handheld cam.
It's not like a shaky cam. It's like watching Cops.
Yeah, but and that's exactly it. It was like a documentary
Yeah.
style, but it wasn't, it wasn't Cops. I mean, I loved Cops. I love that show so much, only because, and somebody had mentioned, we were talking about it before. I don't remember with who, but we were talking about how, oh, you like Cops? Have you seen Live PD? And I'm like, no, dude, I've seen it, but it's not the same. You can't even compare the two. For no other reason than with Cops, with it being recorded and then being edited later. It's not like you go through hours and hours and hours of like nothing. They literally edit it to the point where you just get the good stuff.
Right.
And I mean, when you get, dude, there's nothing. It's like you can watch weeks and weeks and weeks of Live PD and not see somebody get blasted with a taser. Whereas like on Cops, it was like, dude, at least every episode you'd see somebody get jacked up by the cops.
Yeah.
Which, in all fairness, in this, in the environment, I don't know if it's necessarily wise for me to giggle at that, but you also see it in context, the whole thing, and I don't know, I giggle.
Yeah. Actually, I think Cops got canceled. No.
Yeah, so did Live PD.
Yeah, they're or put on hiatus.
And that's not at all where I was going with any of this. I wasn't, I wasn't going that route. I was simply saying that, the hand camera thing is just, I don't know. It's just for me. It's a little weird in an entertainment format,
Yeah, it's that mockumentary style.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know. I can't. You know what it is? You know how I think it's motion sickness.
Oh, really? Yeah, that could be it. I could see that.
You know how like you see a lot of these syndicated shows on TV where they go with a really slow frame rate?
Yeah.
Like for instance, you're watching, I don't know, it could be USA or something, and maybe it's like, Chicago PD or NCIS or something, like whatever it is, but they get like the really, really cheap, slow frame rate on it, where it's like, it just, I don't know, I can't watch that stuff, because it makes you kind of wheezy.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
So it's the same. I think it's the same concept with
You said,
with a handheld camera.
right. That makes sense.
Because as a kid, I always got car sick. That's why I can't play like first person shooters, like on video games.
Yeah.
I can't play like Call of Duty. It makes me sick.
Do you wear glasses?
Nope. 2015 vision.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I
think we lost Mike again. No, he's just choppy.
But yeah, so like, anytime if I would play a video game or whatever, like some kind of a shooter game, it would always have to be third person. So I mean, I loved like SOCOM, but I could never play like Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty is fun. I haven't played in years, but such a fun
I
game.
love the game. I just can't play it because there's no third person option.
Right.
Because I've got a bunch of them and I have played them, but it's like I can only play them for maybe 15 minutes, then I fail.
So there's snowboard coming there.
It's all right. I kind of mixed up the my sequencing here. Usually I would go in with my highlights before I start inking, but I think I'm going to go with a little more muted kind of a look.
Mike, are you still there?
Got a piece of them there.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do this again.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe you can use the library connection. Stay that stable. Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody still watching live, anyways.
I got a question for you guys. What when you look at, like, for instance, the when you get a set, and how do you feel about like the band list, the quote unquote band list? Because I'll be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of characters on that band list for me, anyways, where it's like, yeah, I don't miss not drawing them. You know, I mean, are there characters where it's like, man, I mean, Doom would be kind of cool, but other than him, I don't know if there's anybody on that list that I would.
Apocalypse. A lot of Apocalypse. They can have so much fun with that character. I mean, Nightcrawler would be cool too, and I mean, Surfer, Galactus, Human Torch. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, Deadpool keeps on going in and out, though I'm not necessarily sold on
Well,
having Deadpool.
again, Deadpool is one of those characters where everybody draws him, and it's like, dude, why even get in that arena? You know?
Yeah.
Just in the sense that, everybody else can do him better than me anyway. So,
Stop
yeah.
saying that.
Well, no, I mean, just in the sense, it's like, okay, would you rather have a Deadpool from me, or would you rather have like a man thing from me? You know?
Right. Okay, I see what you mean.
I mean, it's just one of those things where, look, I know, who I draw well and who I don't draw well. I mean, I cannot draw the Hulk. For some reason, I was talking to Jonathan Dunn about this with my I did a sketch cover. What was it? Hot Shots sketch cover, I think. Let me see. Amazing. I just had this thing floating around here somewhere. Here. No. Yeah. This one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
And
don't think I saw the final version of that. That looks nice.
oh, thanks. Yeah, but I mean, it's like, for some reason, Black Widow is very, very difficult for me to draw. I don't know why. This doesn't, for some reason, she just always comes out looking weird to me. And I don't know if that's because of, the MCU or what, but it doesn't look right to me, you know? And then, like, characters like the Hulk is tough for me.
Right. I have a hard time with Spider-Man. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that it's like, dude, should be easy. I know exactly what to do, but for some reason, my hand just won't do it.
Michael, you there? You there, buddy? I don't know what's happening. This honestly disappointed. Very disappointed that this didn't work out.
Well, maybe plan it again for another time. And
Yeah. How are we on time? We're gonna check. Okay.
he's gone.
Yeah. We'll try to get him another time.
I'll see if he pops back in and lasts another 10 minutes with another card. Guy's clearly in a race.
Well, he's not yip yapping like us.
Well, yeah. Which is why it's a good thing about doing sketch cards on these things. That you have at least a small chance of completing something.
If you say so.
I do.
Though I've
I'm not
some
doing
of the other stuff, some of the stuff that I've been doing that I can't show quite right now.
right.
I've been trying to do a looser, more organic style.
Yeah.
Kind of less detail, and yeah, they're taking a lot less time. So I've done.
Are you thinking about like incorporating that a little more into the into what you're doing in general, or?
I mean, if people ask for it, sure, because it is stylistically looks different.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, if that's something people want, then yeah, sure, why not? I don't care. But I was telling, like, I was, did I message you? I messaged somebody. I got excited. I got some acrylic inks.
yeah. You told me.
Yeah, I was really excited to try those. But I also got an airbrush 3 weeks ago. I just took it out of the box and make sure the compressor works. Um, that's about it. I'm going to try that.
I have never done that. Actually, it kind of scares me in a way. Just feels like I mean, it's obviously something that you'd need to, practice, to get full control of it.
Yeah.
But I just look at, I just see myself with an airbrush and it'd be like a freaking fire hose,
Well,
just blasting stuff all over and not having any control of what I was trying to do.
right. Like what I'm hoping for, and the reason I got it is just to be able to get smooth tones for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
underpainting. All right, so if I could do like this magneto here, if I could have airbrush like mask out the shim, just airbrush the glow in like 2 minutes
right.
and get a nice smooth
So
base glow,
dry,
then it's all right.
instead of having to dry brush it and,
Yeah,
work.
I still paint over it. I'm not looking to replace
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the paint, but just have it as a tool to use to create those smooth blends. I mean, even for a base tone, right? Like one thing, it's kind of a bit of a pain. Like if I use medium to do the base wash, if I'll do like a full color wash underneath, I end up getting some streaks. And if I use water, it's inconsistent.
Right.
So if I can do it with an airbrush, I could probably get a consistent, flat, whatever, right, over the pencils. And
Is that what you got the acrylic ink for? Was for the airbrush or?
no, I got the acrylic inks for. So right now I thin my acrylics with water.
Yeah, yeah.
It works very well, but it's a constant battle to maintain um, the right mix of water to paint.
I
And
hear.
because water evaporates, and right now it's like stupid hot here, so the water's evaporating real quickly. I have to work really fast. So what I'm hoping is that if I use acrylic inks and just still dilute them with water,
Right,
but you don't need to mix them, right? You just kind of put them in a little jar, give it a shake, and then have a semi-transparent red.
right. Well, that was my thing when I asked you if you wanted to do, if you've ever tried it, was just because since your paints are very, when you work in acrylics, it's mostly a wash anyways. It might be a little more forgiving because I know with mixing paint and stuff, you'll like, okay, you'll get to a certain point, it dries up a little bit, then you got to add more water, then you got to add more paint. Now it's not the same,
Yeah,
value in the color,
yeah,
because you didn't get the exact same mixture, you know, and it might be a little more forgiving in that sense. Um, so
yeah. And this is really why I got it, right? I mean, to do that first wash and and then if that's a way that I can sort of guarantee that I'll get an even color for
right,
that first wash. So like even this Magneto, the red's different on his legs and his torso and his helmet.
right,
Now, part of it's on purpose, and I learned to try to do one area at a time.
right,
So then that way, if it is different, on the legs and the torso, it's fine because there are different pieces of clothing.
yeah,
Typically, can't sketch card size, but sorry,
and different lighting.
yeah, and different lighting and so on. So then it's okay. But if I can get consistent, and I know they'll be consistent all the time, I can just do it a lot faster as well. That's what I'm really trying to figure out now is how to speed up my workflow without sacrificing quality of work, if you will.
Yeah,
And some of it,
Yeah, for some reason I've never worried about sacrificing quality, obviously. It's never really been a concern for me.
Okay,
It's-
just wing it, see what happens.
yeah, and yeah, and you get done with it, and it's like, whoa, that's a loser.
It looks like you're almost done.
No, there's a couple more little tweaks that I want to jam in here. Get rid of that. Done aching.
I'm good for about another 20 minutes. Hopefully that's enough time. Is that back with India ink?
Yeah, it's just watered down India ink.
Okay.
And then I'll dab up some of it here so it doesn't drip.
Have you watched Space Force yet?
I have not. My daughter started watching it. I didn't get much of a pass down on it.
It's not as silly as I thought it would be. It's really good. I enjoyed it. I binged it over 2 nights.
Right.
Like 8 episodes. But it's definitely not as silly as I thought it would be. Like some of the way the trailers made it look, it just kind of seemed like a farce.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely some satire in it, but yeah, it's actually really good. Malkovich is fantastic.
Wow. It's Malkovich. I mean,
Yeah,
that guy is.
Malkovich.
Yeah, he's just Malkovich.
Yeah. Though he's done some stinkers.
Yeah. I mean,
His performance was good. I can't think of. There's one in particular. I just can't remember what it's called offhand. Like he's good in it, but the movie itself is garbage.
yeah, and that's the thing is that he's one of those guys that he's always good in whatever he does, but not necessarily everything he does is good.
Yeah.
I think that one of the I like when he did, like, for instance, that what was that, Burn After Reading.
Trying to remember that one.
It was with like Frances McDermott, the gal from Fargo, and it had Brad Pitt in it, and he played like Malkovich played like a spy or whatever, and somehow lost some top secret paperwork. And Brad Pitt was good in it too. He was just like this. He was like a trainer at a gym, but and just dumb as a bag of hammers. And it was just really great acting, but the story itself was just not. It was like meh. And of course, Malkovich was good in it, but like him in Red.
Oh, he's great in Red. The first one in particular.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this guy is.
He's on a different level.
Yeah. And he looks crazy as hell anyway, so. course, I always liked him in what was that Line of Fire with the Clint Eastwood.
I remember that one.
Uh,
Oh, is
Clint,
that the where he's Clint Eastwood is Secret Service?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I haven't
and
seen that in ages.
yeah, it's with Rene Russo being
Yeah.
the Secret Service agent.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one. All right. Actually made pretty good progress on this today. Yeah, I'll tell you, this homemade Stay Wet palette.
Yeah,
Yeah, fantastic. There's another way to save time is not having to mix paint every.
did you try the with the coffee filter on the
No,
top?
no, I didn't. I should try it.
I only say that because I think that it's you can get that it'll get that the moisture from underneath, but the paint itself won't bleed through.
Well, that's why parchment paper works great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think a coffee filter might be too fine.
Okay.
Like I can feel that the parchment paper is moist, but a coffee filter is gonna get wet,
Right.
I would imagine. I don't want it to get wet necessarily. I'll try it once this well, I gotta buy some coffee filters, but um
Yeah.
you gotta find a Tupperware thing that's the size of a coffee filter. That'd be perfect.
All right.
Yep.
Here's the moment of truth.
Okay. Is it gonna be white?
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's working.
Overshot it here. That's what she said. Hmm.
I'm gonna try one of these streams earlier in the day. Let's see, because there's different people online, and except Jonathan, he's on all the time.
Yeah.
There's different people on, at 10 a.m. versus 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Kind of figuring out the best time. I mean, even the other day when I was doing that, the Silver Surfer, what the hell was it? Yeah, that was earlier in the day, and there were other people online.
Did I do that live?
No, my Silver Surfer, not yours.
Oh, yeah. Yours. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
then you said that you were working on the Silver Surfer the other night. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, that was funny because I saw that. I saw you doing that. I was like, God darn it! You must be reading my mind, because literally the night before I started one.
And it was going to be the Human Torch. It really was.
Well, I did mine, and let's see. You know, I had sketched it all out on watercolor paper,
Yep.
and was thinking of doing it with. And I tried something a little bit different. I wanted to do an ink wash, so here it is.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe doing, doing a layer of like gray marker, and then doing an ink wash over that, and then adding to it, different things. But the ink wash didn't go over the marker nearly as well as I had hoped.
Why, it wouldn't stick?
Well, it went okay over the regular marker, but then I actually used like a metallic marker, a couple
Right.
metallic markers. One of them was water based and the other one was oil based. So like right up in here in the board, this is a lot of oil based marker, and obviously the ink wouldn't stick to that.
How'd you get it so shiny?
That's the metallic marker.
No, I meant the glossy finish.
Oh, because it's bagged and boarded.
Yeah, I know. It's fun.
But that was one of those things that it looked like it was going south, and I was able to kind of pull it back from the brink.
Oh, that's great. Really good job on the reflections and everything.
Yeah, we were talking about that in terms of the using the purple
Yeah.
and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I've found that like when it comes to doing reflections are so hard to kind of figure out. Especially like if you're doing an Iron Man kind of a thing with that gold armor.
Yeah.
It's sometimes tough to figure out, okay, which way do you go with this? And I'll be honest with you, no rhyme or reason. I just throw it on there, and hopefully that looks all right.
Yeah, there's a science to reflections.
There is that's I'll tell you what, that's probably the one reason why I rarely draw a Colossus. Because I mean, you can kind of wing it on Surfer, you can wing it on Iron Man, but with Colossus, for some reason, I think if you don't get those reflections absolutely spot on, you can ruin it.
And that's where it looked like Colossus in Deadpool.
Why look more like a computer?
Yeah, but they did in the second one they did a better job, but they faked the reflections on him so he looks more like comic like. But if you look at Colossus in was it X2 or X1?
Oh yeah.
They just rendered a metal dude and let him reflect the environment, and it looked real, but it didn't look very exciting.
No, well, and that was because they literally kind of superimposed that on the actor, whereas like in Deadpool he was all CGI anyways.
Yeah.
However, I think that if there was a way to do, and maybe in the second Deadpool, maybe what they did was when they had the guy in the motion mocap suit, maybe they were able to transfer some of the lighting on the mocap suit onto the CGI.
Yeah, they definitely did something different. Never watched the making of to see how they did that.
Yeah, because the first one was basically, they had a guy in a mocap suit, and then he was totally rendered, from scratch, and they just put the character on the wireframe, on the rig from the mocap, but it looked like that maybe in the second one that they maybe took some of that information and maybe even were able to, obviously record, but maybe there was a way to maybe instead of, those little bullseyes on the suits,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
they did,
Light sensors or something to capture.
or even maybe they were just reflectors, reflective bullseyes where they could, at least get the get a certain value of lighting there on the actor, and then turn around and let the computer say, okay, now go ahead and connect the dots here.
Right. I mean, if you look at T2, Judgment Day,
Mm-hmm.
T1000, that still holds. The effects on that T1000 still hold today.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously they have the technology.
Yeah. So I think it's probably just, whatever the budget is,
Yeah. And also people trying to do new creative things.
Right.
Right. But, I say to a lot of people in this day and age, there's absolutely no excuse for shoddy VFX in a movie.
No, I agree.
You want to be creative and try something new? Fine. But it better look good. Make it work, make it look good.
Yeah, I'd rather have I think moviegoers these days are definitely a little more I guess the word might be mature. And I say that in the sense that, since everything comes with a commentary,
Yeah.
but he's now an expert on movie making. So, if you're going to try something new, make sure it works. But if it doesn't work, people would rather see the old technology.
Yeah.
And have it look good.
Yeah.
This is a little different. I kind of like this.
Bring it up. Can't really see the details.
Let me just give me a sec here, because I wanna.
Yeah, I'm this has to settle. I'm gonna start ruining it now. I don't want to get into the skin tones or the cape yet because I don't have the time to finish them.
Yeah, that's a whole different game. Yeah, here's.
Oh yeah, snow came out really great. Did you get?
What's that?
It looks like there's depth between the snowflakes and her. Like, is it raised somehow?
Some of it is, but a lot of it is. A lot of the white is just the white splatter. So what I did was I turned around. I splattered it with black, with a black wash, inked it,
Yeah.
splattered it with another black wash, then splattered it with a white, what is this stuff? PH Martin's bleed proof white, mixed with water, and then splattered it with that, and then went in with my my little paint pen and threw a couple of them in, and then just dabbed them to kind of in some of the background here to kind of put them out of focus, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then
Like a blur to it almost.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great. I like it.
Not bad for a Canuck.
Okay. This is as far as I got. Okay. Need better lighting here.
tight, man.
Thanks. Just gotta do the cape, his chest, his face, figure out the background, highlights, darks. Another 2 hours easy.
Kind of funny bouncing around behind, between, especially with this whole the Rona thing, and being things being a little bit slower in terms of schedules.
Yeah.
I found it was kind of a great time to really kind of experiment with different things and try different techniques and obviously different media. But yeah, I mean it's funny when you turn around and say, okay, I'm gonna try this, and then you try and go back to the way that you were doing things. I mean the whole shifting gears thing is a little weird.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, like you'll never, like, if you turn around and switch things up and try something different, something new, you can never get back to what you used to do exactly the way you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, remember when I did this one piece? I could never recreate something that I did a week ago. Just because I've done everything else differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
But
weird.
like I don't know, like I don't have ADD or ADHD or but I like to. I was talking to somebody else the other day. I like to have a couple of projects on the go at any given time.
Right.
It helps so I can bounce around. Like now I got this guy. I have the White Queen that's not done, that Emma Frost, that's
Right.
almost done, and the set that I'm working on, and I got to start another commission. So I'm just kind of like balancing them around. And they're in different techniques. Like this is like I'm doing the Magneto with the gray underpainting and then washes.
Right.
But the Emma Frost was flat color, like going right into colors. And then the other set that I'm doing, I'm trying all kinds of different things to speed up the process. It kind of keeps you, or keeps me entertained at least, right? To do different things.
Yeah, and then there's like some project. Again, this is the one that you keep hounding me on.
Mm.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's I'm just, but that's the thing, is that goofing around with the acrylics, it's almost one of those things where it needs my undivided attention.
Looking good.
And you can only do like so much at a time before, like you said, things start kind of drying up and things start going south. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is, it's obviously, it's not on the back burner, but it's one of those things where, yeah, I have to set aside, a certain amount of time to, do whatever the next portion of that is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan is, I don't think you've seen that door before.
The what? Oh, the Thor.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wrapped this up and I'm good to go.
Okay. Any parting words of wisdom?
Yeah. Buy stuff from me.
Buy my book. Buy my book.
Yeah, I've got APs. I've got, I can do, sketch covers, whatever. I've got, there's some projects coming down the pike, but, yeah, I mean, anybody interested in anything, and pretty much, go check out the, my Facebook page, the art of Lynn Warner. And, that's what she said. Yeah, go check that out, and pretty much everything that's on there is available.
Up for grabs?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I do the stuff. I'll sometimes I'll do a live feed. Sometimes I'll just post something that I did, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a commission. I don't think I've posted anything that's been commissioned. So for the most part, everything that you see on that page right now is available up for grabs.
So bottom line is, if you see it, ask about it.
Yeah, yeah, and bottom line is, if you don't see it, ask me about it, and I can make it happen.
Make the magic happen.
Exactly.
Okay. So we'll try this again with Michael. Hopefully.
I know. I mean, dude, that guy, he's such a great dude. I wish, that it worked out, because that guy is funny as heck.
Yeah, we'll try it again. Hopefully it's whatever the issue is gets resolved, and
Yeah,
we can have a proper chat with the lad. And that's it. That's all I got.
that's it for me.
That's it. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone. See you later.
later.